Welcome back, folks, to Shovel Knight. I swear we're gonna stay on topic for this one.
No, don't make promises you can't keep, Will.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so Sonic Mania, yeah.
Oh, who's this?
This is Reese. Yeah.
What's his deal?
Let's see. Reese is, there's not too much to Reese. They've got, he's got a boomerang attack.
Is that a he or a she?
It's a he. Confirmed. I believe it's a he. I believe they confirmed that in Spectre of Torment. That's
oh
why
man, did you see all that cool stuff that they're doing with the treasure? What's it called? The treasure trove? Is that the new Shovel Knight collection thing?
That's the collection. Yeah, with the gender swap.
Yeah. So they're giving you. I mean, I guess this is really for the viewers' benefit and also maybe Jordan's. But they actually you can change the gender of every character in this game. In the new version, and you can. And like their model changes, like there is like a female and male variant. Obviously nothing for like being in between, but I think you gotta give them props for putting the choice in there at least.
Yeah, no non-binary options, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, that's still pretty cool. I'm sure Tumblr's having a field day, but
it's really, I mean it's a really good. It's like there's a good article, I forget what it was on, but it's around where they're talking about like their design process and like going through some of the characters and how they designed
I read about
them
that.
And stuff. It's really interesting to hear them talk about it and be like, well, we wanted it to be like, I guess I don't know, just looking at like how they basically had to make like all these new sprites based on these designs, and then but like had to keep all the sprites with the same basic dimensions because they couldn't change any of the gameplay around it, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh. Yeah, just really, really, really fascinating stuff, and I think that's a really cool thing for them to put in the game.
I seriously need to play this this franchise at one point.
It's very good, yeah. And Shovel, I mean,
really
like
cool.
Shovel Knight is just such a, it's a solid game. Like it's got a great, regardless how accustomed you are to platformers, I'd say this is a great introduction. If you're not really,
he was telling me to play it. Yeah,
it's really great, and because Yacht Club have treated the game so well and like continually supported it, and done things like the gender option, like it like makes me want to support it more. Like I haven't yet because I haven't bought the Switch version yet because like I have enough to play on my Switch right now and I'm fine, but I want to buy, like I've already bought this game before, but I kind of want to buy the treasure trove anyways, both to get the new stuff and also just because it's like, yeah, whatever. Why not?
Yeah, I sort of regret not buying. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's too much to play on the Switch right now, Dan.
Yeah, like what are you playing?
Well, it's more that I have a bunch of different game consoles. Like I've got a PC and I've also got a PS4. So like I'm playing through Persona 5 right now, and that game is really long. So it's like, and like I still haven't beaten Zelda to the satisfaction that I want. Like my plan is to beat Persona 5 and then go back and like polish off all the shrines basically in Zelda, and so like for me and then I got Mario Kart, which is sort of not necessarily a game that you're gonna like sit down and play through, but it's certainly got enough progression in there, and it's Mario Kart, so it's kind of fun to play whenever.
Speaking of which, we did have this conversation like a few parts ago, I think, where you were talking about you haven't played Mario Kart 8. What are your thoughts on it now?
I mean, well, I had played Mario Kart 8. I hadn't bought it. I love that game. I think that game is fantastic. Like, I think the courses are amazing. I wish there were some quality of life things with the vehicle customization. Like, I wish there was a way to just be like, to pop up a menu of like compare stats.
You can.
Oh yeah, there is.
Is there?
You press plus.
Yeah.
No. It's not that. What I mean is I want to do a thing where it says like, this is my current build, and show me the stats for my current build, and then when I'm scrolling through all the wheels, like show me how that's going to, like show me like a plus minus of how that's going to change.
That would help a lot. Yeah.
So what I've been doing right now is I've been using the Switch's screenshot function to take a screenshot of my current build, and then I take a screenshot of whatever part I want to add, and then I just like swap back between those photos. But that's like a really stupid way to have to do that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I love that game. Like I think it's so. I have not in the past liked Mario Kart games before. Like I've thought they've been like fine, but never really got to them. But Mario Kart 8 is just like, it's so smooth. I think because they took out the stick wiggling for boosting when you're drifting stuff. I think that actually helps the control like so much.
No, they still have that.
No, you don't wiggle it anymore. It's like now based on like how much you sort of curve. You don't have to wiggle. Like whereas before it's like you had to go to the drift and then you just had to wiggle the stick a bunch to get the boost.
Oh,
You don't
I
have to
know
do
what you
that
mean.
anymore. It just happens throughout the boost now, which is really, really smart. Or throughout the drift.
I mean, the fact that this game is portable now, really, man, I've never played Mario Kart 8 more than I have in the amount of time that I've had it for the Switch.
Yeah, totally. I just play it on my like commute to work. It's awesome. Like it's such a great game for just like, okay, I'll finish like I'll just play through a circuit or a Grand Prix or whatever on my way to work.
I have yet to actually see anybody like play a Switch like in public.
Me neither, actually. Yeah. I mean, they're still pretty hard to find. You know, I think they're now available again, I think, but they are still
like
pretty
5
much sold out
seconds.
everywhere. I went to an EB Games to get Mario Kart, and there was a guy there being like, "Do you have any Switches?" And the employee being like, "No, sorry."
I have a few friends who work at
Still
EB
out.
Games, and apparently that is the most common question every single day.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo are trying to keep up with demand. Like they've started shipping stuff on planes apparently instead of boats, which drives their cost up like a lot, just to try to meet demand. It's weird. It's weird that they have problems doing that, considering that the other companies don't and sell less of the consoles.
Yeah, but
like they were
understand that
really
the other
unprepared for this.
But understand that the other companies are also conglomerates that sell
true.
more than just video games, so they can
Yes.
afford the loss more easily.
Right. I think
Nintendo-
it's probably
Nintendo-
has more to do with like their manufacturing plants. I would assume.
Yeah, but Nintendo also kind of has to sort of push it out now because like if they, as they learned with the Wii U, if they don't advertise this like very well on launch, everyone's gonna forget about it.
No, I mean, there's been a lot of demand for that console, I think, since it came out, and like, I don't know, they've been doing pretty well. But to your point about like there not being that many Switch games, I was actually thinking about this the other day because I think there's a lot more. Like, I think if I only had a Switch, I would still be fine. Because if you think about like Breath of the Wild is a game that like you can easily lose 100 hours to, and like Mario Kart is a game that like even on its even thinking about just its single player progression, like getting 3 stars on every Grand Prix, it like takes a lot of time. Like that's a pretty
I don't know,
time-consuming
Dan.
thing.
I've done bad with Mario Kart already, and Breath of the Wild 100%.
I haven't.
So.
I have not done that at all. But you're super good at Mario Kart, Will. I've played you a couple times now. It's scary and devious. But you know, but they've done a really good job of actually filling out the catalog with downloadable stuff and really high quality downloadable stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah,
but none of it's physical though. But
Sorry?
the thing is, none of it's really physical, and that's sort of the thing that they're lacking because like most people will not really know or be very savvy to the digital stuff. So like,
No,
they
I think it's very specifically to. Oh, this I love this part. This is so cool.
Oh.
It's very specifically to pad out. You know, for someone who's like just kind of gonna like casually go to a store and get games and stuff, like, yeah, you're right. There's not that much, and that's a bit of a bummer. Even then, there are some like smaller things though, which are there. Like there's like Binding of Isaac, which is a game that has a lot of replay value. And,
but it has like no presence in a store though. There's like every time I go to a store, there's like what 3 Switch games, 1 through Switch, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart, and nothing else.
No, I mean, I've seen Binding of Isaac pretty frequently, and then that's all I can think of. You're totally right. But
have, like,
yeah,
no
I think that library, I just bought Thumper, which is a game that I've been wanting to play for a really long time, and like when I heard there was a Switch version, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get that version then. And like as we said, like Shovel Knight is a game that I want to rebuy for that console, and then. Assumingly, come E3, they're gonna have Virtual Console, at least some announcement about Virtual Console, which helps. I don't know, I feel like even if the Switch was my only console, I'd still feel like it had enough on it right now.
Yeah, the only thing though is like, I find the digital stuff is like super expensive. Like I'm like, yeah, if it's digital, like at least like, you know, give me a price discount because you're not having to like pay for the physical stuff. But it's like there's like a bunch of games for either coming out or already out for Switch, the Nintendo eShop that I'm really interested in for the Switch. Like even though it's like not really technically new, the new Street Fighter game. I'm interested to see how that goes out. I really want to get Snipper Clips.
Snipper Clips looks really cool. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but it's it seems like one of those cool, like, weird early experiments that holds up.
Well, me and Will did play it at the Switch event, and the thing is, like, when we played it, I was like, this is really cool. Would I buy it? Maybe. I'm not really sure yet. Then I found out that it was made by the people who made the Decline of Video Game series, the Flash series when I was a kid. I'm like, oh, I have to get this now. I love these guys.
That's interesting. I didn't realize those people did other things.
Yeah, they made their own game company.
That's neat. Yes. I mean, I'm with you on the price. Like, so even Thumper, which is on Steam, it's like $20. It was $30 for some reason on the eShop. Like, I'm fine with it, honestly. Like, I will pay for more expensive games for the utility of the Switch. But it's weird. Like, I looked it up and I couldn't really find any reasoning for it. Maybe it just takes a lot of development time because you're essentially developing for two platforms in one, kind of. At least in terms of thinking about, like, visual fidelity and getting things to run at, like, a good pace on both the console and the handheld mode. So, like, obviously that probably takes a lot of development time. So maybe as a consumer you're just, like, seeing some of that trickle down. I'm not really sure. I do wish they were a little bit more transparent about it, and, like, that there was a little bit, like, at least that some company was willing to come out and be like, hey, this is why our game is more expensive. And I haven't seen anything like that, which is a little bit of a bummer. It's not a game breaking. It's not a deal breaker, but it's an annoyance.
But yeah, I do want to get Shovel Knight either on the Switch or on the 3DS. Probably on the 3DS. If I get it soon, probably on the 3DS because I'm going on vacation soon, and just like, I don't feel like bringing my Switch with me, so I'll bring my 3DS.
Yeah, I do recommend
the Switch is...
sorry, Dan. I do recommend
Shovel
Knight.
Go for it, Will. Yeah.
I recommend Shovel Knight on the 3DS just because of that second screen functionality. It makes switching your weapons super convenient compared to compared to the
3DS
consoles.
is good. I think if you're gonna go on vacation, like, the Switch is really interesting as a portable console because it's like, it's there, but it's not quite where you want it. First off, because it's like, it is the console, so it's, like, really expensive, and like, I pull up my Switch on the bus pretty much every day, but I'm always a little, like, I have to be, like, really careful with it, and, like, oh my god, I hope this doesn't break, you know?
Yeah, it's not like it fits in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, listen, neither did the 3DS.
Yeah, it does.
I had an XL, so it never did.
Well, that's your first problem.
Sure, but I also carry a bag with me everywhere, so, like, I don't really care about that. But then also, like, its battery life isn't super great, so if you're not gonna have, like, pretty constant outlet access, like, maybe you're gonna want it on the 3DS just to be safe. I'm not really sure.
Wait, Jordan, were you saying upgrading to a 3DS XL is a problem, or the fact that it doesn't fit into your pocket is the problem?
Oh, just the fact that it doesn't fit in your pocket. Like,
okay.
Like, if you have a regular 3DS, yeah, it fits well into your pocket. If you're playing with an XL, but not so much.
I think the last console I was able to fit in my pocket...
Is that a Big Daddy?
Yeah, there have been a lot of jokes about that. Nope, this is Treasure Knight.
I mean, it's just an old school diving suit. Which is what the Big Daddies are
it's
also
time to duel.
With an anchor cannon.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Man, anchor cannon's such a great idea.
By the way, Dan, I did not make that. I did not say that just randomly. He said, "Let us duel."
I'm aware. Oh man, I completely lost my train of thought. I don't remember what we were talking about.
3DS XL fitting in your pocket?
Oh yeah, the last time I had a console that fit in my pocket, I think it was a Game Boy Advance SP, and since then I have not been able to fit anything in my pocket, and I don't mind. It's fine.
You must have very small
that
pockets.
thing never came with an audio jack.
I didn't even realize that.
Neither did I
Everyone
until very
complains
recently.
about that all the time, but I think I just was like, I don't think I ever even, because I was always like, when I was playing my SP, I would have been in like grade 7, grade 8 or something.
Yeah.
And that would have been around the time where I was listening to so much music and like was getting really heavily into music. So I kind of never played games with the music on anyways. So I just always had it off and like didn't notice that was even a problem.
I didn't notice it until recently because my friend was telling us like, yeah, the SP has an audio jack. I'm like, oh, I used to play my SP a lot, and that never registered to me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I found mine like I think like last year, and I started playing it. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna bring this with me, like, you know, to play some Game Boy Advance games. And I was just shocked when I was like on the train. I was like, where do I stick my headphone jack in?
But where does this go?
Yeah.